Today marks 1679 day of day lessons, day reflections. And today we want to have a different angle about old version of you and new version of you. A lot of times people say that we need to learn how to forgive our old self because our old self didn't had wisdom, had some limitations, didn't know how to do things yet. So that means that most likely that old version of you made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes that you feel embarrassed. You can even think about how the hell you made that kind of mistakes. You question how you was able to make that, how you were able to make that kind of mistake. And we need to learn how to really give forgiveness. But today I really want to look into a total different angle. I really want to look into you became the person that you are right now, much more wise and capable, and maybe you're extremely happy about certain areas of life. And if not the old version of you who made the right choices, you've never been the new version of you who are right now. So I think that we need to learn how to appreciate and be thankful and grateful for all the things that all version of us did. So not about forgiveness today. It's all about gratefulness. The gratefulness of all version of you who actually able to persevere, pushed through, and stayed in the game long enough for that new version of you who was able to come. So today we'll share a list of small things that we're able to be thankful for the old version of us. And rather than me saying that I forgive myself, so I say thank you for the old version of me who really did the right thing. Not all the time, but did the best they can. Number one, thank you for believing things would get better when there was no evidence. So you can say that to your old version, thank you for believing things would get better when there was no evidence. That means thanking your old version for hope, for belief, for faith, and still keep doing the things that is necessary to really persevere and push through. Because it's very, very hard to really to stay in a game without hope, without faith, without hoping that something will be better. And that means we need to really thank our old version of us who had the hope, who waited long enough, did the right thing until the things to start to show up. Number two, thank you for absorbing pain that nobody else saw. The old version of you most likely went through very tough seasons, storms, tornadoes, internally. Internally went through and absorbed, accepted, and healed through that. Maybe not everything yet, but it healed so much more. So that means that when you think about your emotional stability, emotions, the old version of you healed things. And we need to appreciate that. Now we're saying, okay, I still have something left. And that's the thing that one of the biggest things is that sometimes because we still have things to grow into, we forget how much we went through, how much we achieved. And that's what we need to thank for all those milestones that old version of you made it happen. And it made it easier for you to really achieve a new version of you. Number three, thank you for protecting me, even when your methods became limitations. That means that the old version of us, of you, of me, always try to protect and survive and thrive in our life. And and our mind, our wisdom is doing their best they can to do that. Strive, thrive, protect. And it might be that at some point that protect and thrive will intertwine somehow. Or might be that protect and survive and stability will outperform really growth. And that's why it becomes limitations. But we need to thank ourselves that we really protect us. Because there is a lot of people who actually didn't survive, didn't protect themselves. They became very ill mentally, emotionally, physically. And now when you look at your new version of you, you are in a good shape. And that's just partly that we need to really thank the old version of us who allowed us to achieve that. Number four, thank you for carrying dreams you couldn't execute yet. And this is beautiful Because it might be that when you look into your vision, you look into your calling, you look into your dedication, commitment, those big words, and then we sometimes could say like, I have that vision, but I have no path. I have no idea how to get there. I have that. I'm holding in my hand. I have no idea how to achieve it, but I'm holding it. I'm not throwing away. I'm not quitting on myself. I keep on holding on that vision that I have set for myself. And that's what I need to thank for. Even though I have no idea how to execute on that yet, I keep on holding to the dream because I'm working on it. I'm learning. I'm educating. I'm building something. Because at the beginning, when you don't know where to go, at least to go somewhere is the best step. Because of course, if you are have a dream but you still and you don't do anything, that's a wrong way of doing things. Unless you need reflection, but that's again, 99% is if you don't know where to go, just go somewhere. And then we need to thank for that. Number five, thank you for being wrong. And this is a beautiful gratitude. Thank you for being wrong. What it means that being wrong gave you data, developed a character. It shows that you had courage. Because a person who doesn't have courage, it will never be wrong. They will be playing safe. So we need to really appreciate it. Appreciate that we were wrong. We made mistakes. We embarrassed ourselves. We got rejected. We were awkward. And then we need to appreciate that. And again, sometimes when we look into those experiences where we made mistakes, sometimes we can say, like, I need to forgive myself for that mistake. Or maybe we can really look into say, I thank you for making that mistake. I became stronger, I became wiser, I became better because of it. If you never made that mistake, if you never had courage to do that, I would never learn that. So, old version of me, thank you for doing that. Thank you for that mistake because I don't need to make that mistake now. New version of me is wiser and able to pursue different mistakes, and those mistakes will be appreciated by the new version in the future. Number six, thank you for carrying identities that eventually had to die. It's interesting because sometimes we hold on to identities that is really very valuable at the moment, and it's extremely efficient at the moment and it's working. But at some point, that identity becomes limitation, that jail, and you need to remove them. But you need to appreciate that at some point, those identities were very helpful in that environment, in that season, and we need to appreciate it. Thank you for holding that. That season, that identity was perfect. That was beautiful, and thank you for allowing to really remove it. Number seven, thank you for not becoming cynical. It is again beautiful thing when you really go through tough seasons, through storms, and you choose to become better, not bitter, better, because it's easy to become cynical. It's very easy. I even myself, and I went through a very hard tough season. I thought about my kindness and generosity, and I thought I will be become a little bit more selective with where I give my kindness and generosity. I realized that's not the way where which direction I would love to go. I give kindness and generosity the way freely how I always wanted to be. I think that the tolerance needs to be a little bit better. I need to have better standards. And I think that's self-respect and other things that I need to improve, but not generosity and kindness. And I think sometimes we potentially blame other things that is actually not. And I think that people become cynical because they blame things that was not a true cause. And again, we need to thank our old version that didn't become cynical. Number eight, thank you for carrying me through seasons I no longer remember clearly. It's interesting that when we're going through a very tough season, it seems like we are going slowly. It just seems that that pain is just going in your heart day by day, hour by hour. But when you really go through that season after a year, 2 years, 5 years, you don't remember that day per day. You don't remember hour to hour. You remember just key moments. And that we need to really appreciate that old version of us who really worked through that pain, that hour and hour, that day by day, who persevered during that minute by minute. that pain, suffering, potential that you went through for grief, a loss. There's so many emotions that a person needs to go through that season. And we need to appreciate that. I need to thank for those days. Because I think that sometimes we forget how much we went through because we forget all the things that just we remember only the key moments of years. Number nine, thank you for keeping promises nobody applauded. This is again beautiful. We can ask again, what kind of promises did I give to myself? What kind of values did I set to myself? What kind of morals? What kind of standards did I set to myself? And did I live up to it? Did I actually promise myself and did I actually do it? And we need to really appreciate every single time when we kept promise to ourselves. It's great to keep promises for others, but I think that if you don't keep promise to others, most likely is that you don't keep promise to yourself. Because when you keep promise for yourself and you trust yourself, you have courage, you will be able to say no when when you need to say no, and you'll say yes when you're able to say yes. And after that, I think that you actually don't break promise to others either. And last one, number 10. Thank you for becoming someone I can respect, not because you were perfect, but because you continued, because you grew, because you improved. And this is a beautiful thing. You are able to respect my old version of me. Again, not because I always, as well, used to be that I need to be able to forgive myself for all mistakes that I did because old version of me was stupid in that my mind. But then now I realize that I need to really give respect where it's due. And that old version of me deserves respect, even though it made mistakes, but it was growing, developing, was not perfect. But I need to appreciate. I need to, and I will. And I am appreciating my old version of me because if not, if not that old version of me, I would never been where I am right now. It's a foundational. It's impossible without the old version of you becoming this version of you who actually able to appreciate the old version of you. So I hope that you reflect as well. Sometimes it's a beautiful thing that looking from other perspective and looking into your old version, what I would love to thank you, old me. And that's a beautiful thing. I hope that you reflect on that as well. It's a beautiful topic. I never thought about it. It's just today was the first day when I reflect on that, and I think that is a I will need to reflect as well because, as I said, this was the first time when I thought about it. We need to be thankful for the old version of us. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.